All right.
How's it going, Sha?
It's going okay. I can't really breathe, but other than that, it's fine. I forget people love spring because things are blooming, like love, but also like trees and grass, and that is very hard on a lot of us.
Yeah,
So,
they make a
yeah.
bit of a comeback this time of year.
Yeah. Every year, I don't understand what that's about. Why they have to do that every year? I mean, it hasn't been for me personally. It hasn't. My allergies have not been as bad in New York as they were in Atlanta, where the pollen count, um, which I mean, I guess they do here in New York. I just never see where people are like screaming out what the numbers of the pollen count are. But, I think it's the number of particles of pollen in a square inch or something like that. That's
I've
the
never heard this in
measurement.
my life. No,
Oh, you've never heard of a pollen count?
no, not at
Okay,
all.
so the count is basically the number of particles of pollen within, I feel like it's like a cubic inch maybe, or a square inch, something like that. And a high number, a traditionally high number is like, I don't know, 150, 200, something like that.
Okay.
And in Atlanta, it regularly gets to like the thousands, like
Yo.
3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Like the cars are coated in yellow. So you haven't experienced that.
No.
Oh my goodness. Everything is coated in yellow pollen. The water, when it rains and it rinses off, the streets just run yellow. Just
Oh
a
my God.
sickly yellow and just all over the place. When the wind blows, it whips up like little like little tornadoes of pollen, just little whirlwinds.
Oh my
Pollen.
goodness.
Yeah, like it's a thing. So I mean, before I moved from Atlanta, I was at a point where I was needing to get a steroid shot, and taking way too much Zyrtec and Flonase out the wazoo. So now I'm here in New York, I'm down to just like Flonase, which
Okay.
is great because I mean that means there are hardly any trees here, which is kind of a shame, but but it also means that for the most part I can breathe. But sometimes I forget that. And the past couple of days I've been taking walks outside because it was nice. And I wanted to try and appreciate that, but I forgot it was March. Also, things in Atlanta start blooming in like February. So like it's a
Jeez.
lot until like June. Everything, no matter what kind of car you have, I don't know why you're washing it in the spring in Atlanta because it's just going to get covered within an hour. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is a mess.
Do people with exposure like that get better at dealing with it or worse?
No, you actually get worse. I did not have allergies as a child. I did not start getting allergies until my late 20s. And then each year it got worse and worse. It was just first like my eyes were a little irritated.
Yeah.
And then it kind of moved to where it was like, my nose is running constantly, yet also stopped up. My throat's a little irritated. And then at some point, all three just kind of Voltron together. And now I'm taking drops and I can't breathe at all. Everything's completely blocked, but I can't blow any of it out. It's a lot. I mean, when COVID hit America in March, it fucked up so many people because all of the symptoms were just like,
no,
it's like out. Yeah. So for the first 2 months of COVID, I was convinced, and you couldn't tell me otherwise because I'm like, look at what they say is happening, and now look at me. Look at how I can't breathe. Yeah, it was horrible. It was.
Oh my goodness.
So all of that, is this allergies or is it COVID, is real. It took me 2 to 3 minutes today before I was like, no. This is just allergies. This is not COVID. You literally tested yourself yesterday and went nowhere. So like what now? But yeah, it's a lot. So to have it kind of rare. And also now that we've been wearing masks for 2 years, now I try to take it down to try and catch some fresh air, but there's still some pollen in the fresh air. But
Yo.
yeah, if I was in Atlanta, I'd be completely. I mean, when COVID started, I already had masks that were left over from when I clean.
Right.
Because the allergies have gotten so bad that any sort of dust would trigger. So when I would clean my house, I'd have to start using masks inside just to clean because I'd kick up dust and then I'd be fucked up for a couple of days. So
My goodness.
yeah, it's yeah, this is one thing where it's nice to kind of be around buildings. I miss the greenery. I miss the greenery
Right.
interspersed within the buildings. I think that's really beautiful, but I like kind of breathing. I also
it's a nice habit.
It is nice. It is nice, but I still don't open my windows too much. Also, I had a window open because I'm trying to get some fresh air in the apartment. And then I woke up this morning and it was colder than I thought it would be. And I just started sneezing nonstop and I went, God damn it.
I try to the apartment gets pretty good air, thankfully. We have a lot of doors that lead to the backyard. But my office is it's in the basement for real. So I got no windows, nothing. And even to get to my office, it's not supposed to be here. This shouldn't exist. To get to my office, you got to go through the boiler room. So
So no, you're not.
I'm not getting air at all. So once a week, I have to leave 2 doors open to get air in, let it circulate. So I try to time that with when I clean, because otherwise, when I first got the office built, I was hyped, oh, this is great. I get a good breeze if I leave both doors open. But what ended up happening is cats would come in thinking that oh, this is some new shit. Random cats. Outside cats would get a little too comfortable because people weren't by that wall. Because that wall was just a wall before. We made it a door. So they were oh, this is some new space.
Okay.
So they would get right by. They would come through the first door. I couldn't see them. And I would see their heads creeping in to the office door. Trying yo, is this new outdoor? Indoor, outdoor?
Yeah. When do y'all open? Y'all got a menu? What are y'all's hours?
So I was oh, hold up, we got kill this noise. So I started doing deep Clorox cleaning whenever I need to do that. So it something about that smell lets animals know oh, there's people here, don't fuck with it. But when I do that cleaning, especially in here, it's just me and dead skin for a week. Right. So Gabby can't clean this one room. She'll clean the house. She's yo, here's all the shit. Good luck. Cause she'll lose her shit sneezing in here. But allergy season, it hits her heavy. It doesn't hit me at all. I remember the first time Aiden started sneezing as a baby, and I was just so mad at her.
She gave it to him?
Yeah, cause I don't get that shit. I was yo, why of all the things you passed on to my son, you passed on this sneezing nonsense, yo. She always sneezes in 3s.
Okay, all right.
That's a thing. When it hits her, it's random. I'll know the season is coming because it'll interrupt a date where a random sneeze attack and she's not ready. Right. She's she got her sneeze attack yesterday, so I know the rest of the year she's gonna have all the equipment, all the tools, all the medicine on her. But that first time she get caught off guard. It usually interrupts a date. Some shit we doing something and it's just 30 minutes of sneezing. I'm planning to cancel. That's it. We gotta go.
Yeah, you can't really go anywhere.
That's
because
it.
You can't continue speaking. I mean, the thing is, Gastor, you may develop it over time. People don't, you know what I mean? It's just one of those weird allergies that as you keep going, it can
I'm waiting.
happen to you.
Real talk, I want one just to keep me humble. I want to add it because I've been talking shit to Gabby for 17 years. I've been dealing with her sneezes.
It is something when you have to get decongestant, but the good kind of decongestant they sell behind the counter of the pharmacy.
Yeah.
So you have to sign for it. You have to show your ID. Like it's because apparently it's used in meth production.
Jeez,
so they pulled it out of a lot. So Sudafed, they pulled it out of Sudafed, or if it's the kind of Sudafed that has it, it's behind the counter. There are all these medicines that are over the counter drugs that you may see sometimes like, oh, it's got decongestant, blah, 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 but it's not the good stuff. And if you're wondering why it doesn't work, go to the pharmacy, ask them if they have that, but the D version of it. They got it. You got to show like 2 forms of ID and have someone sign with you, but they have it. And so I had
you need a co-signer for medicine.
I had two different pharmacies that I would go to, one during the day and one that was open 24 hours, because I needed that, but you couldn't buy too much or else there was a flag on your name. Now the feds are involved. Now people are like, why do you need so much of this? And it's like, to breathe. And they're like, we don't believe you. We think you're making meth. And I'm like, I'm literally just trying to breathe. So I had to go to one, and then space those out, and then go to the other one under the cover of darkness, and then really space that out because that looks shady as well. But I mean, every time I went in there, I was just like, can I have the but that, like, that's how I sounded. So
oh my God, this sounds awesome.
Does it sound great to have 2 different places to get the drugs you need to live because other people keep making meth with it? Doesn't sound great because it was not.
Oh man, that's awesome. I dig it, because like it from an early age it teaches you entrepreneurial skills, like supply and demand,
No. You can get that from buying cookies. You don't have to be the one person into this one particular snack and then buy it out from that place and then go, oh, okay, so I got to travel and go to other places and see which place has it. I already figured all this out being addicted to Little Debbie snack cakes. I don't need to also do it while trying to breathe.
You don't learn sense of urgency.
It's urgent with them snack cakes. It's very urgent with the snack cakes. And then you add to that I'm also allergic to cats, even though I have a cat. And so it's real stupid over here right now.
Well, good luck. Admittedly, like, as I heard you say, this pollen count thing, I never heard of it before. My initial thought was like, oh, I got to look up the pollen count for all the cities Gabby want to move to and see if they're higher than New York so I can win my argument and stay here long term.
If you're someplace breezy, you might be. Well, actually, I don't know if you'll be okay or not. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think, I can't even imagine. I hope they've adjusted.
Yeah, I got to assume like anywhere in Florida has a higher pollen count than Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
Right.
That's a very safe bet. Okay, I'm looking at the pollen count for New York right now. It says it's between moderate and very high.
Okay.
But that
it got the whole range.
It will be dropping because the rain is rain's going to run through for the next couple of days. And that it says that that's supposed to wash away the pollen out of the air and that helps you breathe a little.
Okay.
That works if you're in a place that's not particularly humid. What I have found in Atlanta, waiting for rain to come, which normally happens every day around 4 p.m, a big thunderstorm blows through and it rinses, pollen, but then it's humid. So then the everything's still just in the air, including the pollen that was already there, but now it's wet and mad. And I'm like, this isn't helping at all.
Now you can eat it, that's all.
Yeah, it's like, oh, geez. So yeah, definitely look into that pollen count stuff. And if you are listening, wherever you are, that's not New York, holla at us with what the pollen count is. What you've been hearing the pollen count is right now.
I want these pollen count figures, Yo, we should do, real talk shot. We should do a pollen count tour. We should.
Where we can't breathe?
Well, we should plan it with that in mind. Like, all right, we're going to hit the low pollen count cities during pollen season. And then hit the high pollen count cities during pollen season. You gotta be strategic.
won't be able to breathe. There'll still be something. And it happens again also in the fall.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo, how are y'all supposed to live? Are y'all meant to be here? Like,
yes, we're supposed to be here.
Like, I like y'all, but like, this is crazy. Like, yo, half the year you can't exist around people.
I mean,
where is it safe for y'all?
I guess in Phoenix, in the dry states. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Oh man, that's just wild.
I guess where there's no vegetation. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we're supposed to be, but it's probably a lot of tan, or it's probably very tan wherever we are. A lot of shades of brown, a lot of dirt.
We're like, is this like a new thing too? Like, did you have did like people have allergies in like BC?
Look, I wonder about that all the time. I wonder what was the reflux situation.
Yeah.
in during Christ's time. Like,
I wonder if he had
was he like touching a lot of bellies to take care of IBS? Like, what was he doing? I need to know like the particulars on the kind of diseases he was fixing. Like, were they the things that we're thinking of, like just basic leprosy, or was he also like fixing, ADHD, or what were the afflictions? I need a little more clarity on the afflictions.
I need to know. What if he only meant to bless one person, but just started sneezing, and just bless communities,
Just blessed everyone because he had allergies?
Exactly.
That would be great if he could solve everyone's problem, but he had allergies. I never thought about that.
Because you can't it makes the story more impressive. Like, if he was convincing people he was the son of God while also dealing with a runny nose.
But I feel like that's what someone would be like. I mean, if you're the son of God, why are you always sneezing? Why we got to keep blessing you if you're the son of God?
Because I had to make a choice, okay? All right? It was come back in 3 days with the runny nose, okay? Or no runny nose, but just stay dead, okay?
Yeah.
I chose y'all.
And if God is like, nah, that's from Mary's side of the family. I didn't do that.
That's how Joseph knew it wasn't his kid.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, we don't get allergies, That's why he stayed on board. He's like, oh, that checks out.
My gosh. Oh, yeah. So anyone who's also listening and somewhat into religion, if you could let us know if Jesus had allergies,
please,
that would be helpful too.
I want to know that chapter, that reading. Send me that note, Book of Psalms or whatever it is. I would love to.
Yeah, whatever book of
whatever verse that's on that they check that. And he said before he sneezed.
Yeah, whatever the book of ragweed is, please let me know.
That would be fire. I really want to. I'm gonna look that up now.
The book of oak, because that's what's killing me right now.
Oh man, let's get into the news, Sha.
Okay.
I think you kick it off today, right?
Well, I added this, but then I couldn't remember if you and Brandon discussed Jussie Smollett. Did you?
Even if we did, I don't remember. Admittedly,
okay.
This stuff all blends into me.
I kind of just want to. I was just kind of thinking about it, because I read some things after he was sentenced to, what was it, 5 or 6 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And then because they immediately went to appeal, he was in jail for like a hot second, literally, like, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. Then they let him out because he didn't have to be jailed during appeal and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about what he did during the sentencing hearing, where he had a moment. If you don't remember Jussie Smollett, he was the actor who was on Empire, and he accused a couple of people of Trump people, or they had MAGA hats on, he said, of driving by and recognizing him from Empire and then like performing some sort of hate crime. Like, did he say they beat him up and they tied a rope around him or something?
They put like a noose.
Put a noose on him. It was a whole thing. And then and they did this in downtown Chicago, and then it came out that it's possible that he actually hired 2 Nigerian guys to do that for him, to fake this whole hate crime thing, and that possibly he wanted the attention because he thought his character was being written off of Empire. So that is already wild. As all of that came out. So he was found guilty of reporting a fake hate crime. And so he was sentenced, and
Like,
he served 6.
I know the story. I'm just saying, like, listening to all of it in a row, like, it really, that's wild, yo.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's
like when you
crazy.
Really, now that some time has passed and we're sitting and we're thinking about it, we're like, yo, what?
Yo,
yeah.
How bad are agents in Hollywood?
That you feel like, well, you know what? That's another thing. I want to get to that in a second. But okay, so he served 6 days of a 5-month sentence, and then he was free to go because of the appeal process. Okay. But what happened was during the during the sentencing hearing, after the judge really like laid into him, and he announced his sentence. The judge announced the sentence, and then Jussie Smollett stood up and yelled, "I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. If you hear anything about anything happening to me in jail, know that I didn't do it."
Oh yeah.
Like like in a preemptive Epstein-esque kind of thing. Just like, yo, if you hear that I hung myself, no, I ain't do that shit.
Word
like,
up, B.
So now I'm like, okay, now this really makes it look like you for sure hired 2 Nigerians to do this crazy shit for you, because how, after you've been sentenced, are you like, if when I'm inside, know that I'm doing it like a G. Anything else, do you hear anything about foul play? No, that wasn't me. Bruh. That hasn't even occurred to us at no point. At no point, much in the way that most of America was not that pressed about you being slightly written off of a show that was due to end anyway. Like it's kind of wild, but it also is just like, what is happening? Why would you do that? And I'm just fascinated by someone making those moves, you know, of just like, this is all right. I think I may be losing my job. How? What do I do about that?
Oh yeah, I know.
I know. And I mean, and and honestly, it kind of hurts my heart because I like him as a person.
Yeah. He
seemed like a cool person. In interviews that I've seen with him, I liked his energy. He did a interview on Desus and Mero when they were still on Vice, and they have the extended version of that interview. It's like almost 30 minutes long of him at the table with the two of them. It is probably my favorite Desus and Mero interview because they're all so lively and vibing off each other and just really having a good time. So when this news came out, I was just like, why y'all trying to say Jussie Smollett hired somebody to?
Right. You wanted to believe him.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think that's the case. And then he yells, "Avenge me if they hang me." And I'm like, all right, no one was even thinking that, bruh. That's not a good look.
He was the most likable character to me on the show.
Kind of was. He kind of was. Yeah.
He's the only reason I thought the show was really like watchable like that. Like, I didn't like any of the characters, and I liked the actors. I just didn't find them likable on the show. I loved his character.
Yeah.
So I wanted him, like, I wanted him to succeed as a person outside of the shows. I was like, oh, he brought something to this this weird, like, you know, Wario version of the Puff Daddy story. You know? Like, I want to see this. I
was like, oh, this is some old bootleg Berry Gordy shit, is what I went with. But yes, basically, yeah.
You know, so like I was with him, like, but this shit is different. And
yeah, this is definitely a little weird.
You know, I also, like, I don't know if like I'm projecting, but like the guiltier he looks to society, the more Dominican I feel like they're making him look in pictures. Is that just me? Am I
Do you
seeing
think they're
something?
darkening his skin tone?
I feel like every picture I see, like they're making him darker. They're like making it look like he's like, I don't know. Like I feel like they're doing something with his pictures. Like he looked more disheveled.
You know
He
what?
used to look real sharp. Now he's always got like unbuttoned shirts now.
Here's the thing. I believe that more than I believe that he did the thing. Look, yo, do you remember? And this is great because I love noticing this kind of shit. Remember when there was some article about O.J. Simpson in Time magazine. I don't know if it was a year or so after he was found not guilty or whatever it was, but they had a picture. They took the picture of his mugshot and they put it on the cover of it. I think it was Time magazine, and they darkened that bitch. They took they fucked with the contrast and they took all the warmth out of it. So it was just as cold. It just really like doctored that photo, and they're editors are constantly doing that kind of thing. And they think we don't see them, but we see you.
Yo, like, this is my shit. Like, this is how I notice something's weird. When you think about the environment he's in right now, right? He's like wearing a suit in a court. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the only time we see this guy right now, right? He's probably just showered. He put on a fresh suit, and he's in court. I challenge you to find a picture of him in the last 18 months where he doesn't look a little sweaty. Like, yo, like I feel like they're like making him look like greasy.
Okay.
You know, like they're making the effort to like do that. And I look at the other people in the picture, nobody's shining. It's just him. You know, like I know a little bit of that is stress, but like not every time, B. Like, yo, they got towels in that bitch. Somebody would have been like, yo, you look a little extra guilty when you got like brow sweat.
Yeah, if you're gonna just pat that
shit down. You know, so like, I know
he's an actor. He's been on network television. He knows the power of powder.
Yeah.
He knows when his forehead is shining.
More than anybody.
Absolutely.
So how all these pictures coming out, my man look like he like just worked.
Wow.
Always.
That's very interesting.
I'm telling you.
I truly would not put that past editors, the way that they are finding some of the photographs, the way that if like thumbnail pictures or whatever to accompany their clickbait articles, and if it's something positive, how they find people smiley, but then the minute they do something wrong, suddenly here's a picture of them just a bad angle, or no one's holding their stomach in, or you got them with their mouth open, just like, how did you where's this picture been all this time? It's kind of like before all of the allegations came out on Louis C.K., it was always him in a trim black t-shirt and jeans, just kind of waving at people or making a I don't know kind of face, whatever. And after that, it was just he gut out, just just that noise. His t-shirt not quite as as trim. Yeah, I was just like, I see what y'all are doing.
You coming after him, yo?
Yeah, which I mean, in the case of CK, whatever, do what you got to do. But I mean, it's definitely, I'm willing to bet they are doing that kind of thing to his photos.
It's out there. I'm telling. There's a picture in the New York Post where like they almost made him orange. Like they tried so hard to like color this dude.
Well, the Post, absolutely.
Yeah, they be extra.
If the Post see y'all. They would color in faces with like Microsoft Paint if they could.
Keep your head up,
Jussie. Just I don't,
Admittedly, this is a little much.
This is a little grimy if you did this.
Yeah.
But I will consider it noted that you would not have hung yourself in jail.
Yeah.
I think we got that.
I believe that. I didn't think it was a thing before, but
okay.
If you want to share that.
I guess everybody's got to be concerned with that now.
In other news, Zelensky says that he is ready for negotiations with Putin, but if they fail, it could mean a third world war. That's right. Ukrainian President I never know how to say these names.
Volo. I think it's Volodymyr.
Volodymyr. It is dope. Volodymyr. Okay, I didn't want to say like Voldemort. That's kind of I felt like it was close to that, but like better. Yeah. I like the spelling of this name too. That's what was really getting me mad. Like this is fire. Real talk. Okay, Volodymyr Zelensky said Sunday that he's ready for negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but warned that if they fail, that would mean that this is a third world war. I'm ready for negotiations with him. I was ready for the last 2 years. And I think that without negotiations, we cannot end this war, he told CNN's Fareed Zakaria. I think that we have to use any format, any chance in order to have a possibility of negotiating, a possibility of talking to Putin. But if these attempts fail, that would mean that this is a third world war, he added. Zelensky has urged more negotiations in recent days as Russia's invasion of Ukraine nears its fourth week. In a video message posted Saturday, he called for talks without delay, warning the otherwise Russia's losses would be huge. Shit is real.
So I am not as up on this as maybe I should be, but I blame being a stupid American on that one. So what do we think talks with Putin would do?
Yeah, like
if he's already just like, nah, fuck it, I'm going in.
We out here.
Yeah, what will talks do? I mean, that I understand that's what Zelensky has to do in order to, you got to sit down with him and go, what's the problem, B? And like figure this out while your people are still on the ground, suffering or fighting back or doing whatever. So, I mean, it is correct that he needs to talk to Vlad and just be like, what is your problem? But when he says a third world war, does that mean that if the talks don't happen, or if they do, but they deteriorate, nothing happens, does that mean all of us got to jump in?
Yeah.
Like, is Ukraine part of NATO? Like, so
they just outside of it. So like they they like our cousins or something, like, all right, we rock with you, but like, hey, now and then, like you come to Thanksgiving, but like the rest of the year, we ignore them.
So they're like the Killer Bees to Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? Affiliates over there.
Affiliates. They're affiliates. Okay. All right. This helps. Yeah,
because like I read this article and I'm like, he was like, yeah, I'm ready for negotiations with Putin, but if they fail, it's gonna be a third world war. I don't feel like that sound ready. Like that can't be like I feel like if those are the two options, we're not at a place where we could talk yet.
Right.
Like it just is what it is. Like it sucks, but that tells me you ready to talk. You want to talk, but the other side ain't ready to talk. Cause that can't be the plan B. Like, cause otherwise every time there's like a disagreement in these talks, he's just gonna be like, well, fuck it then. Let's start this war. You know, I don't want that to be the vibe. I don't know how Putin get down, but I ain't get the impression that he's like, controlled and measured.
Yeah.
Like I don't. He already over the edge.
Yeah, I don't know if you can declare like if these talks don't work out, there'll be a third world war when Putin is like, I've been launching shit at you like a month.
Putin's like, that's what I'm trying to start. Like, I'm here.
Yeah, like I know. Why do we need to talk about it? I already started. I jumped over all of that stuff. Oh my God.
Is that what's missing? You don't want the formality? Yeah.
I declare war. Is that what you need? Oh my God.
I'm rooting for this dude, man.
Yeah, me
a
too.
fellow a cool name dude. I like it, you know. I'm rooting for him to win, man, but it's just tough. It's a shitty situation he finds himself in right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck,
Absolutely.
homie. Sincerely.
Good luck, homie. It always sounds so flippant, but we do mean it. But hey, bro,
yeah, like
good luck, man. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah,
I don't have the vocabulary. I don't have the wherewithal to just say these flowery languages. I don't have a connection to Ukraine. I don't have a grandmother who I don't have any of those things. So I'm just like, yeah, bruh.
Yo.
Okay, good luck, man. I don't know.
Nah, babe, like you need me to sign something? Like I'll sign something. Like I don't know what to do. Like I want to be helpful, but I don't know what to offer.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm supporting how I can. I've yet to complain about the expensive gas. You know,
right?
I'm gladly filling up my Pathfinder at $92 a go.
Oh shit.
You know, and it's cool, sincerely. Like if that's what it takes for you to do what you got to do, go ahead, B. You can sign paperwork, say I'll do that for the rest of the year. I'll do that for the rest of the year.
Right.
I'm
but otherwise, I don't really know.
I can't help much more.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
I actually think I figured out the gas price thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is what I think. Check it out.
Okay.
We should play like credit card roulette, but with gas.
Okay, already I'm like, this is a terrible idea. What are you talking about?
Right. So like, check it out, right? So like gas prices is crazy all over the country, right? We got like, $4-5 gas, $6 gas in some places, $7, whatever. Instead, what we should do is everybody play credit card roulette, like as the states, right? So we all put like our credit card in, and whoever loses picks up the tab. So like let's say like 40 states win, 10 states lose. So like 40 states, you keep paying like $3, and 10 of y'all got to pay like $10 for this month.
Oh my God. You want a third world war on our soil?
No. Because now we could be strategic about it. Like, yo, for the next month, your gas is $10. If you really need to go somewhere, you still can. It's just $10. You should probably work from home. And then the rest of us can function regular. Then we run it back again next time we out for dinner, AKA at the top of the month.
Okay.
You know? So you can still live kind of normal. Because right now we just all getting screwed equally, and nobody functioning normal, everybody angry. You know, this way it's like affecting a condensed group of people, and we could like come up with alternative plans during that period.
Okay. First of all, here are the main issues with this plan.
Okay.
One, not everybody has a credit card, so not everyone's going to be able to do that. That's
not people, but like the state is doing it, like theoretical credit card roulette. So like if New York loses, everybody in like New York gas becomes $10 that month.
Oh my God. Are you going to be there for the torches and the
I'm gonna say the speech. I'm up front.
Nah, bruh. I will not be there for the fights in the street that are about to happen, because already, especially if New York ends up having New York foots the bill for a lot of stuff, right? So already there's a little bit of a like New York already thinks that it's the best city in the country.
Right. So, we are.
All right. So
accurate so far.
So now imagine how that's fine as long as no one has to put money behind it. It's great to think that you're the best city in the country if you are paying out a lot of money, but it's to retain, because that's what you've always known, or that's what your chosen home is, all that kind of stuff. But now you're having to pay more because the state lost a game or a bet, and the rest of the country which is already cheaper than New York, now gets the no. That's
but you got 80% chance of winning.
No,
you might get the cheap gas.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work because already things are a lot cheaper in states. And then so now let's say that New York doesn't have to pay the $10
we get the cheap
or whatever.
Gas,
We get the cheap gas, but a state like South Dakota does. Are there enough people in South Dakota to cover that? No. So, so now, and those are the people who are having to go out the most. You can't, the other problem is, I don't know if you understand how important car culture is to everywhere else except New York.
Not at all. Nah, I don't. I admit I don't.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on the show, I ain't out there.
Yeah, you do not like there. You can't. If I were to move back with the way that cars cost, the amounts that cars cost right now.
Yeah.
If I were to move back to Atlanta, I would have to buy a car that apparently now they're all the price of houses, which is great because houses are now the price of malls. So they are, used cars are at new car prices right now.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah, it's wild. But if I don't have a car, I am so limited in what I could even do that it would be of no use to even be there, because you have to have a car to get like all of that stuff. You have to have a car. And there are so many cities like that, like LA, forget about it. LA spread out, Atlanta is spread out, other places it's just a mid-sized city, a lot of space, and then another mid-sized city. Houston spread out. Like all of these places are so spread out, and you absolutely have to have a car.
I feel like you're making my argument for me though.
No, because those they're also, all the people that are in New York and then all the people who are in the rest of the country are a lot more scattershot. So now you are asking people who need the car or else they are done for to have to pay more for gas in order to cover the other states, 10 of them, which is going to be the norm.
Right.
Are going to have to pay all this extra when they really don't have it in them or don't have enough people to cover all of that for the places where they were already like, who cares if, I'm sure their mindset would be, yeah, make New York pay $10 all the time. They already got trains and buses and shit.
Yeah.
So let them cover that. Now let's swing on back to New York. You think we really gonna cover $10 gas just because the rest of the country? The chip that New Yorkers have on their shoulder? There's no way. All I see is a war. All I see is a war. That's a terrible idea.
I feel
all I see is a war.
I don't know. I see all the excitement around the NFL draft.
Oh my God! Don't bless. Why is anything based on the NFL and how they do anything?
I just see that, people get hyped like, yo, we got the third pick this year. So it'd be like that. Every month we get that excitement. Like, oh, you heard we getting $3
you're
gas.
Thinking about the people who are happy with the picks, but what about those who aren't?
Right. Those are great interviews too.
No,
be like, I don't know what happened, but I fell in the draft.
Yeah, okay, but you're not dealing with the people, the elite people who are directly affected by the draft. You're dealing with Twitter. You understand me? Gas is for Twitter. Have you been on Twitter? Have you seen how Twitter rolls? That's a war. That's a war. Yeah, that's the real problem. Is for the people, like those are the folks on Twitter.
Okay, I can see.
Yeah, there are just some issues I think I would have with this plan. Is all. Whereas this way, everybody's mad. We're all mad equally.
How is that better? I made 80% of the people.
We're mad at the same weird thing that we don't understand, and that's better than being mad at that state, that state, that state, that state. That, you know what I mean? Because if I get enough gas, I can get to that state. But if I don't know what's happening, then we're all mad at the cloud. Do you know what I mean? We're all mad at Joe Biden, even though we don't know exactly how it works. But he's protected by law, so we can't necessarily get to him unless we really want to push up. And clearly, at times, people have the ability to just push up on the White House and the Capitol building. So it's better than having an exact location. Oh, I know where I need to go. I need to go to Boise. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's easier to be mad at a not fully formed entity than it is to be mad at a place with a zip code.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, so to our listeners, if you didn't realize, I don't know shit about politics. You know,
I don't either. I just know how people like to fight.
There you go. I like how sports work. You know.
See, Gastor's there in the press box.
That's it,
excited
baby.
about what's happening in the press box, and I'm in line at the bathroom. So we have two different views of the same game.
Oh, my team winning. Okay, that's all I know.
His team is winning. Meanwhile, I'm out here in the crowd, and we're about to come to fisticuffs because there's only one stall working, or there's no water in the trough, or whatever is happening.
In other news, experts speak on the new BA.2 Omicron variant and whether it should affect your plans. It's right. A sub-variant of Omicron, BA.2. Is that how I say it? BA.2. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, BA.2, I guess.
BA.2 is leading a new wave of COVID-19 infections across Europe. Cases in the United Kingdom, Germany, and the Netherlands and other countries are going up, driven by this very contagious coronavirus strain. The proportion of COVID-19 cases due to BA.2 is rising in the U.S. too. U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention now estimates that 35% of the new coronavirus cases are due to this subvariant. At the same time, restrictions are being lifted and not a single U.S. state requires mask mandates anymore, though masks are still required in some settings, including airports, public transportation, hospitals, nursing homes, and some schools and workplaces. How worried should people be about this? Will vaccines protect it? These are like real questions that we're kind of dealing with right now. Yeah, here we are dealing with a new variant.
I mean, look, if we keep on doing the same shit's going to keep happening. I know there's a pithier way to say that, but it escapes me. But this is really the only way I think to say it. If we keep doing the same stupid shit, the same stupid shit's going to happen. So yes, with each variant, it's getting a little bit milder, but that doesn't mean that it as a whole is not affecting people with long COVID situations or hitting the elderly or people who haven't finished a full round of vaccinations, which I think at this point would be 3 shots, the 2 main shots and then the booster. And now we're coming up on a year from the original, like some of the original first booster shots. So now I know that Pfizer is pushing for a 4th shot. And I'm like, I mean, I get it, but also like, y'all stand to make a lot of money.
I'm about to say, y'all stop being greedy.
Yeah, every 6 months, you're like, you know what you need, and it's like, stop tap dancing in here with this goddamn needle. Just coming in here like the Music Man, but so there's that. But at the same time, I can't. Here's what's the biggest bummer for me in all of this is I no longer believe in the CDC. Now that I've seen how it can be like manhandled politically, which I know there was some element of that before, you're kind of answering to the president and what their plans are. But I mean, for the most part, the presidents weren't trying to kill Americans via disease. Like they had other ways, drugs, poverty.
They had options.
They had other options. There are other ways they were trying to do it, but just full on disease feels a little, I don't know. Someone set me wrong. I know nothing about history, but I feel this feels, and also just to see now what the CDC is really, what it really stands for. And I just felt like it had a lot more integrity before. And now all of that integrity is shot. And it upsets me because I mean, I really did. I put some sort of faith into it because usually their information that came out did not appear to be so politically minded. Right. And now it just feels like well, I mean, I guess if you test positive, but you got a bright color on, you're free to go to work. And I'm like, that's not how this works. It just, so and it feels like every month they are saying things that seem like that's the correct news. And then the next month they're like, forget that. Take your mask off. Let the breeze hit your face. And I'm like, no, but you just said, but now you're saying, and it's such a mess. So that really hurts my heart about the CDC. But also, like, I know someone, I saw them recently at a gathering where I had on my mask the whole time.
Yeah.
And two other people at that gathering had a mask on the whole time. And I think everybody else did not. And, we're not checking for anything anymore, and there's no mask mandate. So people can just do whatever and be whatever. And I saw this person and they were like, you're going to be the only one here not getting COVID. But this was someone who was very adamant about it for this whole time. And they were like, I gave up. I just gave up.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, if that person gave up, like,
they broke people, yo.
It broke people. I think this was the breaking point. And I think now people are like, yeah, we don't have to. And they're just whipping them aside. And I am still going to wear a mask because I am now back in the office. Yeah. And I work with people who are older. And I mean, I don't know if they've been vaccinated or not. I don't know their history, but if I'm out doing shows and I'm out grabbing food or whatever, I could carry it back to the office. I don't want to be that person.
Right.
I just want to answer the phones like I'm supposed to, but I don't want to bring COVID into the office. So I'm doing it like on their side, like I'm back with people who definitely don't want it, and I don't want to be the way that they do. I don't want that responsibility. Also, I ain't trying to catch that shit again. Granted, it was mild, but who knows what happens in the future? And if I catch it again, who knows what happens from a second time? Yeah, I'm really not trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to go to the dentist. I'm not trying to fucking. I just want to. Yeah, so I'm going to keep doing it since it is now a personal choice. And I'm just like, I like the masks. I'm fine with them. They seem to work. I'm going to keep using that. And this whole thing with the new variant and all that stuff, there's going to be a new one every time. Once we burn through this one, September, October going to hit, there's going to be a new one. Remix. There's so many of them. Like it just feels like, that's what's going to happen. And I don't know what kind of, I know there are different changes that we could make, but I think this country, maybe the world, dropped the ball on really rethinking how life could be. Yeah. After this. So I don't trust that they're going to make the right decisions, because there are so many things that COVID showed us we're doing horribly. And all anyone wanted to do is get back to it. Word. And I don't want to, but if y'all going to do it, I'm going to do it with a mask on. If y'all going to drag me back to it, I guess I'm going to do it with a mask on. Yeah, now we out here, baby. How about you? Are you going into places with masks at all, or what?
I have a mask on me always. But honest, admittedly, I don't always wear it. I don't know why or why not per se. Like, I have no problem putting on the mask. I have no problem I'll do whatever I was doing that day. So like, if I put on the mask to start the day, I tend to wear it all day. But if I didn't have it on, I just function without it. That's kind of why it's been confusing to me that that's why I never understood the whole fighting. Cause like, I just didn't care. I was like, you want me to wear a mask? I still got to get this shit done. Like, this is such a small hurdle to me. That like, I don't care. Like I got to put this on to order this cheeseburger. Sure. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't affect anything about my day to day. So like, my kids asked me about it. I had no valid answer. So I put it on whenever I'm with them. Right. Like they were like, why aren't you wearing the mask? I was like, that's a good question. I don't know. And I didn't even feel like answering. So I was like, yeah, I'll wear the mask. This is easier than explaining the nuance of how I'm feeling. So yeah, they're keeping me healthy. They both still wear the mask, even though it's no longer mandated in school. And they wear that shit everywhere. They don't even think about it no more. They've just been, that's how they think. It's next to their coats.
Truly, I truly can't wait to see how the children of this, how they grow up, what they're not even adjustments, because they've already made the adjustments.
Yeah.
And now that's just a part of them. And what does that mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for all the people who had grandparents who saved everything and food and all that stuff because they went through the Depression.
Exactly.
Like, what are these kids going to be like who have gone through this? And when they become adults, like, what is that? What is that going to look like?
Like, there's going to be a movie made in 2090 where like they're making, someone's going to be making fun of their parent who was a kid during this era.
Right.
And like one of the things would be like, my dad always sings a sad, happy birthday song when he's in the bathroom cleaning his hands. You know? That's gonna be a character trait. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's so funny.
That's real shit. Like that's gonna be a description of a character. And then you go some art student is gonna make that film at NYU and not understand that. And they're gonna have to ask their dad about it. And he's gonna tell them some depressing story. You're like, yeah, yo, we was shut down. I was in my apartment.
Yeah, of kids in there, like learning, meeting someone and learning that their parent also does that.
Yeah.
They're like, what is that? Wait, where did you grow up? Why? That's nowhere near each. That's two separate. Why do they do that? Is that just a thing kids used to do? Like, I don't know.
Oh, man. NCAA swimmer wants rule change after missing out on finals to Leah Thomas. Virginia Tech swimmer blasted the NCAA over its rule allowing transgender women to compete against biological women after she came up short in a championship qualifying race that was dominated by the University of Pennsylvania transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. Rekha Georgi leveled the criticism in a post to her private Instagram account after missing the cut on Thursday to compete in the finals of the 500 free at the NCAA championships. It doesn't promote our sport in a good way, and I think it is disrespectful against the biologically female swimmers who are competing in the NCAA. Georgi said of the rule that has received considerable scrutiny since Thomas has smashed records in her first season competing at the collegiate level as a transgendered woman. Georgi also placed blame on Thomas for her failure to qualify. The Virginia Tech swimmer said she felt the last spot to get into the final was taken from her because of the NCAA's decision to let someone who is not a biological female compete. Thomas finished with a 4-minute 33.82 seconds in the preliminaries and ultimately took home the National Women's 500 free title when she won the finals race with a time of 4:33.24. Georgie's letter urged the collegiate sports to organize and to amend its rule. She also said, I'd like to point out that I respectfully and fully stand with Leah Thomas. I'm convinced that she is no different than me or any other D1 swimmer who has woken up at 5 a.m. her entire life for morning practice. On the other hand, I would like to critique the NCAA's rules that allows her to compete against us who are biologically women.
Do you know where this young woman came in on the rating, where she fell on the, like she just missed the cutoff?
Yeah, she was the next place. So she would have gotten into she would have qualified if Leah Thomas was not in the race.
Right. And do you know what place that was?
Admittedly, I don't offhand.
It was like 16th place.
Oh. Sorry.
So like, let's.
Yeah, B.
Are we sure that that's why?
Yeah, B. 15 other women. Like, nah, we good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to eat this one.
Yeah, baby. I don't know. I don't know if this is really your fight.
Good luck out there, Rekka.
Yeah, like okay. Yeah. I've been reading an article in the New Yorker about, and I think it's about this young woman, Leah.
Yeah.
And how once she started to make the transition and do the testosterone treatments and blah blah blah, how it actually her body changed and how she actually did slow down, and that she still is not faster than the woman who was in the Olympics, Ledecky.
Interesting.
Andy Ledecky. Okay. I think like she's still like she's not out here breaking all the records.
Right.
She's doing good this year for college students.
Okay.
She's setting some records for college students, but she's not the fastest woman swimming. She's not the fastest woman in water.
Right.
Like there are women who still are setting those records that are not her. So let's be real. Let's take a breath. Let's call a turf, which is who this woman is. Captain 16th or 17th place or wherever she fell. That was not good. I mean, I don't know. Work on yourself. How about that? Work on yourself and get faster.
Listen, I thought about this and like there's a positive change being made culturally, right? Like we're getting better at acknowledging that people should be able to identify how they identify, and they can function in society in several ways. And I'll admit that, like, because of that, we haven't figured it all out. So there's going to be nuanced moments like this where we don't know what the right call is. And the NCAA is made up of a whole bunch of old white dudes. It's like, oh shit.
Exactly.
They don't know the rules either. They're trying and they are way behind the 8 ball normally on these things.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this is right, but I'm saying they're making an effort to do what's fair. I'm willing to listen to your side. I didn't think this was one of the times that, you should be fighting it, but I'm not against you bringing it up. But yeah, like I just accept that like there's nuance here, that like it's an interesting like moment that we have to figure out the right answer. Cause like, I don't also think it's fair that like, it would be the other way would it make sense, right? Like, I don't think that's a fair dynamic. I don't think it's interesting if there would be like just transgendered sports. I feel like that would be weird
that
too.
Feels weird. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And admittedly, like I felt my gut instinct was like, well, fuck you for like losing, but I'm spoiled. I also acknowledge that like I'm spoiled because like I do something that I'm competitive in, but being transgender doesn't make you a better or worse writer. So like I'm in a place where like, you just like, if anything, I'm a little jealous that you got more content. Like, oh, you got a journey now that like you went through that you could talk about on stage. It's dope. Like you're more interesting in that way. Like but yeah, like I feel like we're in something that admittedly there's no advantage or disadvantage to doing that. So like I come from that frame of mind. But I could see that being different for you. You're trying to be an ally, so I think I am okay with her bringing up the discussion. I guess I wish that if this was a valid concern, she would have brought it up earlier, like when it wasn't like specifically affecting her ability to get in. If this was a real thing you felt, there was a way of you talking about this where it wouldn't seem selfish and it would be about the good of the sport and the good of transgendered athletes that are trying to find a space.
And also, if it was framed in a way, and then she actually meant it, if framed in a way of, I understand that this is a change that's happening, and there are adjustments to be made, let's make sure that the adjustments are to the benefit of everyone, and understand that we are going to make mistakes in trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
That understanding that this is all part of a process, and so what does this mean? You know what I mean? Not in an accusatory way, but just like, all right, so then if we're going to do this, then what does it mean for that? And be specific so that you can figure out.
Right.
So that all these discussions can be had and all that stuff, while still trying to make sure that you're letting everyone know that you are not anti the change. You're just trying to figure out how to work while the change is happening. What will it look like on the other side? All of that stuff. So this is this young woman's first like full season, I think.
Yeah.
Because one season, they lost a season to COVID and whatnot. But this is something that's been happening for a few years, for at least a year or something. So there's time to have this discussion. Not making the cutoff is not. That's bad timing. if you really care about this subject and what this means for the sport from here on, and for trans athletes from here on, if you really do care what this means for you as a cis athlete, what does this mean? That's a discussion you could have started a while ago. You could have started before you realized that one of your teammates was trans. Like, if it's something that you are actually aware of, if the way that you're made aware of it is because you came in 17th and the cutoff is 15,
it happens.
That is maybe when, ask these questions, man. I don't know if you need to sue, but ask these questions, but also let's get in there and practice a little more. I guess. I don't know. I mean, that sounds really cold, but I don't get the sense that you truly care about what happens in the change. What I think you're worried about is that you think this woman took something from you.
That's it. Listen, you're the 17th best swimmer, okay?
Yeah, that's not bad. I can't even swim. So
real talk. That's pretty dope.
That's not bad.
You're going to get hired somewhere to be a middle manager. You're going to say that in the interview. And that's going to be great.
Anymore. Yeah, that's great. That's
You ain't Olympic swimming if you're the 17th best in college. Okay? It just is what it is. And that's okay. Most of us don't do that for a living, But own that. That's freaking dope. You were 17th best, That's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You'll put that up. You'll tell your kids about that one day. Like, I was the 17th best swimmer. That's cool. You could live in that moment. I'm proud of you. Okay, right. But don't mess it up with this nonsense.
Yeah, don't mess it up with this nonsense.
Okay, know your place.
It's 17. Oh boy.
A 20-foot alligator cannibalizes a 6-foot gator at the Florida golf course. That's right. Apparently alligators like the taste of alligator meat. That is at least one takeaway from a recent viral video recorded by Julie Marshillo Smith. The incident took place on a golf course in Lakewood, Florida. So this happens this morning. Smith wrote on Facebook, the granddaddy gator is about 20 feet long. The alligator is eating. The alligator he is eating is about 6 feet. In the video, an onlooker can be heard shouting, "Oh my God, put that gator down!" Spoiler alert.
Hey, stay out of other folk business.
Just like Rika, okay? Know your place.
Stay out of other folk business unless you're the kind of person that intervenes when a woman is spanking her child in public. Stay out of grown folk business.
The big gator does not, in fact, release its quarry as it lumbers away. Witnessing a gator eating another gator is a rare sight, but cannibalism is known among other species. Large alligators are known to eat smaller alligators, according to Coleman M. Sheehy, the third of Division of herpetology. Jeez, those are a lot of challenging words. Respect y'all.
Yeah, that's good. You did good. Herpetology. That's right.
At the Florida Museum of Natural History. However, the occurrence of this can vary quite a bit, partly due to what other food options are available, and partly due to whether large gators have access to smaller gators. Smaller alligators generally avoid areas where large alligators live. This may be because their ecological needs are different, food and habitat, but also so they don't get eaten by larger gators.
I mean, it's the call of the wild. It's gator eat gator out there. It's a gator eat gator world. I mean, we can't get mad. We eat gator. So let's it's a little chewy, tastes like chicken, I guess. I don't know. It was like I had fried gator nuggets. And I mean, at that point, it's all just a nugget of some sort, you know.
I feel like biologically, this is why your baby looks like you.
So you don't eat them?
So you don't eat them.
Ooh.
I feel like if your baby just looked like anything, like another person, or like beige, like the equivalent of like beige, like as a face. I think like if times got rough, people would be like, "Yo, why am I taking care of this thing? It's just a good state."
Okay.
You know. And I'm not saying like this would be the decision that most people would make, but like it would go from like nobody to like 1%.
Okay.
You know, like it's not most people, but like I do think that like you would hear about that. Like, oh, you heard like Mary and Timothy, yeah, they ate their baby the other day. Oh, that's crazy. You know, they just decided it wasn't for them, you know? And it would be like a party. They would like invite people, hey, yo, listen, we decided to have like instead of like a baptism, it would be like a post-baby eating, like a post-birth eat. It'd be like, hey, yo, listen, we decided we want to eat the baby on a 1-year birthday. It's going to be the end of the baby. You know?
Okay. I mean, I want to say that you're insane, but I mean, it's who knows?
I feel like because I feel like, and this is a big reason why, like, I'm not vegan, but I understand it because I feel like the further society gets along, the richer evil people get, evil people want rarer and rarer things.
And what's more rare than your own
than a
baby?
person? Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like we're going to a place to where like, yo, we having tomahawk steaks. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. And like when that came out, that was exclusive. Meanwhile, last week I saw I could get a tomahawk steak on Seamless in East New York. So that loss is a law. You know? If I'm willing to pay $100 plus like the $30 surcharge or whatever, they'll bring that shit to my block. So that can't be what, you know, the Rockefellers are eating.
Right.
You know? I don't know other rich families. And there's
no, that seems to be all of them.
Right?
I'm sure that's it.
But you know, so like they gonna need some new exclusive meat, you know? And like there's only so many like dying or like I would imagine, for example, like low key, I know that there's natural reasons why it happens, but I promise you, like in my heart of hearts, I feel like JD Rockefeller ate a bald eagle. You know, at some point.
Oh yeah, no, that's easy. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I believe that with my heart. Like, yo, that dude
like
is
every Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have them. So like,
yeah, no, I truly believe that. I mean, certainly people are shooting at him.
Yeah.
I don't doubt people are shooting at him. And then, you know, if they can get to it and it's dead and they can get someone to, you know, clean it for him. Absolutely. And it'll still be underseasoned.
Exactly.
It's going to be gamey. It's going to be tough meat. And
no Carolina barbecue on that shit. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing on it. Nothing on it.
They don't know. But I promise you, like, it's getting to that point for them. So I could see them already considering it, and like we're still normal, and babies still look like people. You know, so like I could see like Jeff Bezos like going up to an employee like, "Yo, listen, man, I heard I saw you applied for an advance against your 401k. You know, you could keep that. I throw 100 racks at you if you let me have your baby. They're like, oh, you want to adopt? You want to raise my baby? No, I want to I want to have it for dinner. You know, you can still work here too afterward. You keep your job.
Okay. Bezos, you think?
Yeah, Bezos, I definitely think would eat a baby.
Okay, great.
I don't think he could but I don't think he could prep it. Like, I think he's soft, you know? Like, he can't be in the kitchen, like, cutting up baby meat. I think, like...
You don't think he can snap a baby's neck? Notice I just did a swirling thing with my hand because I'm thinking of a chicken. My mother told me the quickest way to kill a chicken is to take it by the, and spin it so that you snap its neck so it goes dead. And I was like, why do you know that? And she's like, because I'm country. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I forgot that you're country. But I just wanted to make sure I had it on tape that you said, oh yeah, Jeff Bezos would definitely eat a baby.
100%.
I just want to make sure that we are clear.
I'm not even sure. Like, I'm like 50-50. I'm 100% sure he would. I'm 50-50 he might have. Like, I'm 100% sure he would. That is easy. But yeah, like, I feel like that's why I like babies look like you, to keep like regular people from doing that. It gives you a little conscience. Okay.
All right. Well, the angle I want to take with this is just animals. As we all know. I got a thing for animals out here just doing wild shit. And so a big old alligator eating a small alligator is not that surprising. I guess the surprise is that he's up on land with it where everyone can see. Also, I like that someone yelled, "Hey, put that gator down." Like, when has an alligator listened to a human and gone, "You right"? So that's not
true.
That's not it. But what it made me think about was, I don't know if you saw the video of a bear that went to a pen with two pigs.
No.
And then the pigs fought the bear so hard he left the pig pen. Yeah. So I'll send you the video, Gastor. But yeah, there was a bear. There was two pigs in a pen, and this bear hopped in, and I guess he thought he was gonna, like, I don't know, fucking catch one of them.
It sounds like one of those like old like bar jokes. You know what I mean?
A bear walks into a pig pen, and there were two of them, and they absolutely like just knocked his block off. Here, in fact, I am right now putting it in on the Google sheet so that you can see it. But it's real wild. And I just look, the animals they're turning on each other, everybody. Look, my whole thought has been the animals are trying to tell us something. When they're out, when they escape, and there's a bunch of them out in the streets running, listen to what they're trying to tell you. So they're trying to tell you to get the fuck on, get out here, because and ever since they've started doing this, the world has turned to shit. So I don't doubt the animals now. Now they're turning on each other. We got gator against gator. We got bear against pig. I mean, like in the children's story books, bears and pigs for the most part got along.
Right.
Like, I can't think of anything where the bear and the pig were like sworn enemies. You know, they got along as much as they could. But yeah. And also, I want this to be a lesson to anybody who's huge and is just like, I can take everybody. You can't take two pigs, my man. You can't take two pigs. It's a big bear. They're coming for you. Don't think because someone's smaller. It's a real David and Goliath thing. Don't think because someone's smaller that they're not going to be able to get you out of there.
Yeah, low key.
Out the box. Yeah,
it's kind of beautiful.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, I like this. This is like, I know like normally we stick with like people stories, but this is like a Netflix doc I want made. You know, like I want to see them interview the bear,
right?
Interview the pigs. Yeah, we saw him coming. You know what I mean? He ain't know. Back in 93, I was the pig boxing champion. You know? Right.
Yeah. You're dealing with a golden hooves right here, man. You don't know what you're going up against. Oh
didn't
my
see it coming,
gosh.
you know?
Yeah. So I just love I just kind of loved watching because I do love pigs. They're hilarious to me.
Oh man. And
Oh
yo,
man.
real talk, I'm getting golden hooves made. I want that on my chain so bad, yo.
Yeah, I guess that's merch. Write it down. That's
Oh
merch.
yeah, golden hooves.
Oh my gosh.
Mike Tyson says he will fight Jake Paul.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about it going from Golden Hooves to Mike Tyson.
He segues. You know, they just happen, baby. That's right. Mike Tyson, the legendary former heavyweight world champion, returns to the ring in 2020 for an exhibition fight against Roy Wood Jr. He said that he would be willing to fight YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul for $1 billion. That's right. It was the last time he stepped on a fight was in 2020 for the exhibition match, which ended in a draw. Fast forward a few years, and there have been talks of him fighting Logan Paul, as he has a good relationship with both Logan and younger brother Jake, who is 30 years Tyson's junior. Tyson has been friends with them quite a bit. He said, nobody told me about that. Hey, I ain't got no fucking money. So yeah, where's the contract? Tyson was quoted as saying, I know nothing about it. Listen, I've been smoking with him forever. I did shrooms with him as well, but I've never heard this. I was with him in St. Bart's not too long ago partying, and he never told me this. I never heard this from nobody. I just heard this from you guys. We got to get some more money. Blue eye, blonde hair. That shit is very expensive. We need to get some more money, man. Wow. Tyson's claims, very incoherent, by the way. He could do, Tyson's claims that he could do us with some extra cash. His purse demands may be a tad extreme, as he said he would only do it for $1 billion.
Okay, so if you say I don't have no money, but I'll do it for $1 billion, you got money.
You got money, my G.
Because you think $1 billion is doable, which means you still got something. You still got something, man. You still got something.
Real talk.
Also, because you know these two nincompoops, are you going to go easy on them? I didn't realize that fight with Roy, was that like did it end? It ended in a draw?
Yeah, officially, like most people thought that Tyson won from what I remember, but like nobody got knocked out per se. Okay. So they like called it a draw officially, like, you know, and I do think that it was like an understanding of like, we'll like, you know, we'll do some serious sparring, but like, you know, we are 50, like don't actually kill us, you know, like, don't go for the kill. So there was like a respect thing. So yeah, it was officially called the draw at the end. Twitter did not agree.
Is it like when on Showtime at the Apollo they have the children come on and compete on Apollo night, and then they go, they're all winners. Okay. All right. Then I understand that. I understand that. The issue I think with this is that, and I don't want to speak for everyone. I absolutely do not want to speak for everyone, but I think we want Mike Tyson to kill one or both of the Paul brothers. Am I wrong?
I'm all about that.
Yeah, I think we want to see them hurt. Even if he's buddies with them. We're that's great, but we need you to kill one of them in front of us. For $1 billion, one of them got to die.
Yeah, somebody got to go after this shit.
Somebody got to go. For $1 billion, can you bring us a body? Basically. I think, and I don't want to say I speak for everyone, but I feel like that is the mindset of a lot of people, even if we don't want to admit it, or if it's, now that I hear myself saying it, it is a terrible thing to say, and I may not get work off of it, but that's okay, because I still believe it. We want him to kill one of them.
I love that you're concerned about a controversial take after I said that there's billionaires eating babies. I think you're fine on this
true.
podcast.
I actually, I'm like, oh, that all still seems very plausible. I'd still hire you if you said billionaires are eating babies, because that all still sounds cartoonish. But when you say, I want Mike Tyson to kill one or both of the Paul brothers, that's like, hey. And it's harder to say, I mean, in theory, that's what we'd be looking for in a fight. I mean, the pay-per-view on that will be ridiculous.
Hell
like the price is going to be ridiculous, and the fight's not even going to last 90 seconds. So if we're going to pay, if I'm going to charge $150 a head for each person coming into my apartment to watch this on the pay-per-view, like if I'm doing this, like if we're doing this kind of stuff and we know in our hearts it's not going to last longer than a minute, kill them.
Yeah.
For your billion. Like
that Billy, baby.
Yeah, earn it.
I want to be yelling Spaniard by the end of this fight, okay?
What? Why?
You get it.
Wait, why Spaniard? Explain that to me.
Isn't that from the movie what's his name? He played Rob. I'm making the worst reference, but he played Robin Hood. He played he was the math dude.
Wait, he was the math dude. Who? Matt Damon?
No. Wrong math dude. This is Beautiful Mind.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Russell he does. Okay. Yeah, he's in a movie where like he was like
the Contender or something like that.
Yeah, like he was like fighting in Coliseums.
Oh, the Gladiator.
Yeah, there you go. So like he's they started yelling Spaniard.
Oh, that's so funny.
When he's winning, you know what I mean?
I'm so sorry I had to ask for the meaning of that, but that is hilarious. That's great. No, don't let me ruining the joke take away from the joke. The joke is very good, everybody. Just run it back and then fast forward through the next like 2 minutes.
Oh man. Yo, Tyson, I'm rooting for you, B. Get that Billy, get a body, you know what I mean? Why not? They go together, you know.
Oh boy.
Would it be cool if you almost killed both of them?
I mean, you're fighting both at the same time.
I'm okay with that.
I don't know, because then it's going to be like the bear and the two pigs. I don't know about that.
I'm betting on the bear on that one, if that's the correlation.
But if it's two, brothers, they can speak in a way that I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's going to be tougher if he has both of them in there. I think we've seen that with the bear and the two pigs.
Nah, you're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. Finally, the U.S. warns businesses to prepare for Russian cyber attacks. Here is how they can do that. That's right. As Russia's war in the Ukraine and its diplomatic conflict with the United States both continue to escalate, warnings that Russian hackers could go after U.S. businesses have gained new urgency. U.S. President Joe Biden on Monday urged business leaders to strengthen their online defenses, warning that his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, could use cyber attacks as a mean of escalating the crisis. The point is that he has the capability, Biden told a Business Roundtable quarterly meeting in Washington. He hasn't used it yet, but it's part of his playbook. The threat will probably continue long after this conflict is over, said David Murphy, cybersecurity manager at accounting firm Schneider Downs and former National Security Agency analyst. I think it'll just increase with time. I read this article and I felt like, I really feel like this is Joe Biden politically saying, check your Googles. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, have you gotten a sense that scammers are like working overtime over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I got one of those like protecting things that like you could get through like your credit card company. And like it says like, your email's in the black web like every day.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I got to change my password like weekly.
Wow.
So they out there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people who were like, my Instagram was hacked. I saw someone on Twitter whose Twitter account was hacked, but she was still able to tweet. So she was like, they would tweet something wild and then she would tweet at them like I know you've hacked me. Get off of my fucking, while trying to figure it out. So it looked like someone just going through, like, it was really wild to watch. And they finally took care of it. But that person, she was showing screenshots of what they were doing in the DMs, which was like trying to sell, saying that they had control of this Twitter account and they were trying to sell it to people, the account, while she was still able to comment on it. And like one person got back, like once she got it back, got full control, one person messaged her who that person had messaged, the hacker had messaged, and they were like, I almost bought it just so I could get it back to you because I really hated watching this happen to you.
Wow, that's real.
Yeah,
but that's like, somebody that's a friend right there, yo. Invite them over.
Yeah, for real. Like it's very scary. So now I'm like, oh no, I got to go through and change all these goddamn passwords. I just wrote them all down in my notebook. Now I got to change them all.
Yeah, I don't have any friends like that. Like if I just started tweeting some wild shit, my friends would be like, yo, G lost his shit. And they would just leave it. Like, I don't have people to be like, yo, we should buy G's Twitter account. He's been hacked.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think if I tweet more than, let's see, an exorbitant amount for me would probably be 10 times in a day. Yeah. And I don't normally tweet 10 times in a day, but if I was doing a thread maybe or something like that, then perhaps. But if you saw me trying to sell anything, first of all, that's your first sign. I'm never doing any of that. If I tweet something and it goes viral, I just let it sit there. I don't slide in with like a whole, hey, everyone, get my album. I don't try to capitalize on none of that shit. I'm like, I said what I said, and that's all you need to know. Anything else, you can go dig deeper. But I'm not trying to sell you no lights. I'm not trying to sell you no fucking Milky Way stickers for your ceiling. I'm not doing any of that shit.
By the way, while you're here, here's some Cutco knives.
I ain't got no, I don't got no SoundCloud, none of that shit. And that's wild because I literally have stuff that I should be promoting and I don't.
Yo, we got to record a Shalewa Sharpe rap album for SoundCloud.
No,
just for these moments.
No, it's literally just going to be that old Chappelle sketch of turn my headphones up all the way up, turn them shits up. All right. What about where's my treble? Where's my treble? That's literally going to be it. Or just me going yow, 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 yow in the beginning, middle, and end of songs.
That's just hard.
Oh, yow. Yeah, I mean, someone should do that, but not me.
Yeah, expect a new bonus episode of me remixing Shalewa's vocals into a rap song later. It should go be hard.
It'll be hard to listen to. That is correct.
If you would like for Shalewa to drop this rap album, all you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars means you don't believe Shalewa got bars. You ain't been listening to the episode, baby. She got one-liners left and right. 5 stars, you know that this is a hidden classic, and that if she writes just one verse, we'll have just as many dope verses from Shalewa as we do from Lauryn Hill over the last decade.
Oh yeah, no, actually, that's probably a good point.
You know, all the more motivation. You know,
that's not wrong. That's not wrong. I definitely have Miss Lauryn Hill level bars.
There we go. You know. If you have any articles you'd like us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shouts to Aaron Anderson for sharing a ton of articles this week. I actually really appreciate you, homie.
Thank you.
Real clutch. With all that said, my name is Gastor, super producer Gastor Almonte. Always with the homie MC Shalewa Sharpe. Double S. You know what I mean? Miss Sharpe.
Right.
You know what I mean? This has been the War Report, Rap Edition, new record label. Take that, take that, take that. Catch y'all next time. Peace.